Lorelou Desjardins is a French lawyer and an advocate for environmental and human rights. She has been living in Oslo for the last 12 years and produces a blog on her adjustment to Norwegian life. She has also written a book, A Frog in the Fjord, recounting her first year in Norway. Her observations are sharp, perceptive, judicious, and often amusing. The reader shares her successes and setbacks in adjusting to the aloof Norwegian culture. If you are interested in what is happening in Norway, and I mean what is happening to the average Norwegian, Lorelou is your guide. Her website, A Frog in the Fjord, contains her blog entries organized by topic. People learning Norwegian will find helpful hints on learning the language and information not provided in most Norwegian textbooks, like how to swear in Norwegian. We are pleased that Lorelou attended our Zoom Christmas party last year and shared her observations on Christmas in Norway. Here is a small part of that program.
This is a very interesting conversation. I'm actually quite involved in politics and Sami issues in Norway, despite not being Norwegian at all. So this is really interesting. But I'm originally from France. My name is Lorelou Desjardins. Actually, my father is Canadian, from Quebec. So I've lived in Canada for a while. And I arrived in Norway 12 years ago for a job, and I then never left. And after a few years, because the cultural differences were so strong and I didn't really manage to, I think it was so hard for me to understand these cultural differences and overcome them, I started writing a blog called A Frog in the Fjord, which got quite a lot of readers, to my huge surprise, because I kind of wrote that for myself and I was anonymous, and then suddenly newspapers were contacting me and a lot of people were reading and commenting and all of that. So I was a bit scared in the beginning, but now I got used to it because it's been a few years. But the interesting thing now is that I'm kind of in between, because I've been in Norway so long and now I speak Norwegian and I feel in a way Norwegian, but I'm still not Norwegian because I'll always be a foreigner in a way. So I wanted to talk to you about my first encounter with the Norwegian Christmas, because I actually came to Norway in December for the first time. And I remember I came to the office and everyone was in a lot of people were with these green socks and saying "God jul, God jul, God jul." They were like singing "God jul, God jul," and I didn't really know what they were saying because I didn't speak a word of Norwegian. And that means, of course, Merry Christmas. And then they kind of disappeared for 2.5 weeks, and I didn't really understand what was happening. That was the Christmas holidays. And then there were so many traditions, like the 7 cakes. So I'm telling you about some of these things. I try to do some of these things at home, but I'm not there yet, I would say. But yeah, so there's a tradition of making 7 different types of cakes before Christmas that requires a lot of butter. One year there was a butter crisis in Norway where there wasn't enough butter for the Norwegian cakes, so that was a huge crisis. And then people were smuggling butter from Sweden, and the price of the butter on the black market went up. It was kind of funny for a foreigner, but the Norwegians were not laughing at all. They were horrified. The shops were empty, and so those are things. Then some.
In addition to her blogs and her book, Lorelou has done some videos. She's done recent videos, 4 Steps to Understand Norwegian. I'd like to play you the first part, and for your information, the links to the other parts are on our website.
In the spring, Norwegians love to do something called solveggen, or the wall of sun in English. To see Norwegians doing the wall of sun, you need to come to Norway in March or during Easter break and observe them on a sunny day. Norwegian winters can be long and very dark because Norway is so close to the Arctic Circle. This is why as soon as the sun is here, Norwegians enjoy every ray of sunshine they can get. The sun has so much effect on Norwegians that when the spring is there, they become much more extrovert and start living outside. What we are witnessing here on Brygga in Tønsberg is something Norwegians love to do in the spring. They call it utepils. Ute means out and pils means beer, so an outside beer. A real Norwegian utepils involves the feeling of the summer to come and the hope of many more beers in the sun.